The Florida Orchestra is known for mixing it up, and they are doing it once again with their upcoming concert based on the Final Fantasy video game. Back with us this morning is PR manager Kelly Smith, along with musician Sandra Delcid Davies. Hello, how are you, Sandra?
Good.
How's it going? Welcome back.
Great, thanks for having us.
So loving the Florida Orchestras, and I'm always learning new things from you, let alone talking about the exciting shows coming up. I think first we need to do a welcome, because Miss Sandra, new to Tampa from Orlando.
Yes.
So now that you're getting involved here with the Florida Orchestra, what are your thoughts so far? What are you looking forward to?
I'm really excited to be here. I'm loving all the beautiful scenery and the water. It's gorgeous. And I love playing with this orchestra. I think they're phenomenal, and I'm really excited about a lot of the upcoming concerts we have. So I know that we have Final Fantasy coming up. We've got Pink Floyd coming up.
Some good ones.
Yeah, some really good stuff.
And we want to expand a little bit on this Final Fantasy, because the more I learn about this, the more you've compared it to like movie scores almost.
Yeah.
What can people expect?
When people hear, they think video game music, and they think, you know, doot, doot, doot.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like Mario Brothers.
No, it's come a long way from that. I mean, they really are like film scores. And this one will also have video from Final Fantasy franchise on a giant screen. So you get the visual as well as the extraordinary music. I mean, you can really get lost in it. It's fantastic.
You know, I'm curious. I can sit and say, well, this is why I would like to see this show, or this is why I would like to see that show. But for someone actually playing the music, what do you look for when it comes to a show that you really are excited to dive into?
Well, there's a few things. I want a show that is going to really engage my mind. So I want something that's going to be challenging, but I want something that's also going to be moving. And I really also want to be able to have something that connects with the audience. You know, this is a crowd that may not necessarily come to hear concerts that are full of Bach and Beethoven and Haydn, but they will come to hear this. And that's really exciting. For me, a lot of my friends outside of the classical field, I mean, this is their kind of stuff. This is their bread and butter. So I feel like this is my way to be able to connect with them.
Oh, I love that. And I'm curious, if people are at home watching and maybe they have their goals set like you, what you've been able to achieve, what is your background a little bit?
My musical background?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I started violin when I was 4, and I began the piano when I was 7, and then around the time when I was 9 years old, I just decided that I was supposed to learn another instrument. And so it came to me like an epiphany. I was walking to school and I was like, oh, I think the time has come for me to learn another instrument, and I think I want to learn the piccolo. So it was just...
Not normally something you hear, like, oh, I want to learn the piccolo, for instance.
Right.
People sometimes think maybe the flute's more popular.
Well, I wanted to learn the flute, but I mean, the piccolo was the smallest instrument that I knew of. And, you know, I like things that are cute. And so I thought, well, I need to learn the cutest instrument. So.
I love that. I love that. It really is the cutest. And we have both. Let's kind of show some differences here, because we're actually going to get a treat and see a little bit of you playing the piccolo. Very similar, though, to the flute, right?
It is very similar. I think that the mistake that a lot of people make is that it's the same instrument. And most people who spend a lot of time on this instrument will tell you it is not the same. It's very similar, but you know, when you have that much of a difference in size, there's going to be differences in fingerings and your technique. So it's a whole separate beast.
And the piccolo is your baby, though. This is what you do play with the Florida Orchestra.
I play both, but when there's a piccolo part, it pretty much.
That's yours.
Yeah.
That's yours. Well, speaking of a piccolo part, we're going to get a glimpse here, but first we want to point out the exciting shows that are coming up. Of course, your website again. How can people learn more? Because it really is an exciting time right now for Florida
Everything
Orchestra.
is on floridaorchestra.org. It's really easy to buy tickets there. We've got a lot of great shows coming up, so please visit us there.
And we also want to point out, too, that VIP experience with the composer, which is something that's really fabulous.
It is,
as well.
and actually it just sold out.
Oh,
yes,
we have to do it again.
But it still will be a fantastic experience.
Great. Well, let's go ahead and enjoy a little piccolo. Thank you so much for coming in today. Appreciate
Thanks for having me.
And take it away.
All right.